Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Brittany with the Seniors Blue Book, and happy Monday. I'm joined by a ton of local experts and friends of mine, professionals in the senior living communities. So good afternoon, everybody.
Hi there.
These are always one of my favorite Zoom meetings to have, to just kind of check in with all the communities and see what exciting things are happening right now during this challenging time, how we're getting creative and taking care of residents and families, and of course staff members. So I kind of just want to jump around and introduce everybody and tell us a little bit about your community. And I'd like to start with Noelle.
Hello, everybody. I'm Noelle from Lexington Manor, Assisted Living. We're in Port Charlotte on Veterans Boulevard. We are all assisted living. We have 85 apartments with various floor plans. We are accepting new residents at this time. There is some criteria that every resident has to meet, but we are working with families to try to help, if their loved one needs to be in assisted living. So things are a little different, as they are for everybody right now, and we're hoping that little by little, there's talk of our company opening in phases as well, with a dining room and activities, and we're hoping to see some of that sooner than later, little by little.
Absolutely. And tell us a little bit about what your community did yesterday for the moms.
So we reached out to all of our family members and asked them to send us little video clips, and it got passed around to great grandkids, grandkids, all families, all across the U.S. So we had probably about 60 video clips that people sent in to us. We compiled them all together, put them on a DVD, and we have an in-house channel where we can actually stream whatever we want to the residents. So we put that on yesterday, played it for most of the day, and the residents loved it. They were surprised to see their families on the TV.
I love that idea. I'm a ham for a video, so that I think is a fantastic idea.
Yeah, definitely. They enjoyed it.
So let's move over to Melissa with Hardest Venice.
Hey everybody, my name is Melissa Vanderbilt Bester with Hardest Venice. We are in the construction part of our development. We are hoping to open the first of the year. We have both assisted living, independent living, as well as memory care. And one of the things that we did for Mother's Day, since we are not currently open with residents, is we ask all of our depositor family members, kind of like what Noelle did, to send us their favorite memory of mom. And we made a storyboard, recorded that favorite memory, and then sent it out to our future residents.
Is it okay if can I share that with everybody?
Absolutely.
All righty.
Hi, this is Melissa
And Melissa
from Hardest Venice. We are just thinking about all mothers today. We cherish each and every one of you and just wanted to wish you a very happy Mother's Day today.
I know that times are hard right now, and a lot of you are unable to spend time with your loved ones. So because Hardest cares about you, as well as the community, we wanted to reach out to you today with this message of love, joy, and happiness. So from our homes to you, Hardest wants to wish you a very happy Mother's Day. Hardest, putting our hearts in everything we do. Happy Mother's Day.
I love that. I like the ending too. I think we should all do a little heart together on our Zoom. That's awesome, Melissa. Let's jump over to Christina with Brookdale.
Hi everybody, Christina with Brookdale Palmasola over here on Manatee Avenue. We are still taking move-ins right now. Yes, with some considerations and of course the 14-day quarantine. But other than that, we're open for business. And yesterday for Mother's Day, we had brunch on wheels. We we delivered brunch to all of our residents and kind of took out like a regular full-on buffet. We just had mini buffets on top of our carts and still gave them the experience of picking out all their little items that they like to have. And then of course we did Zoom calls with all their family members. So we were all walking around with cell phones yesterday in front of everybody's faces, which the funniest thing is to watch a senior who really enjoys it. And then some seniors don't quite get how it works. So they're like looking at the phone going, how is that happening? But it's still really fun. They get a chance to see a lot of their family members and, you know, their kids and their grandkids who they haven't seen in a while. So it was really nice to have that come together.
That's awesome. And do you mind sharing a little bit with everybody on the call and watching about Feed the Front?
Sure. So Feed the Front is this little thing that started, but now it's not a little thing anymore. It's called Feed the Front. It started a few weeks ago where we took lunch out to some of our local rehabs and nursing homes. We actually went to Westminster Manor and dropped off, I believe it was breakfast at Westminster Manor that we dropped off to all of the healthcare workers on the front line. And it now has gotten to the point where we fed over 500 of our frontline workers. We got Sarasota involved. So now Sarasota is involved, and now it's even stretched over to Venice as well. And now it's not only Feed the Front, but it's Feed the Front First Responder Division. We got another restaurant involved down in Sarasota, and she was manning mostly just the front first responders. And so it's grown even a little bit more than that. So, and the latest thing, so this is really fun. The latest thing is we just got donated pallets and pallets of Girl Scout cookies. So when we go to bring lunch tomorrow, we're going to the Pines. So when we go to the Pines tomorrow to deliver lunch to 75 people, they'll each get Girl Scout cookies in there. That'll be fun. And whenever we deliver the meals to wherever we go, our residents are the ones who actually put like little sticky notes, little love notes in their lunches or in their breakfasts or whatever that just says, hey, we're here, we're thinking of you, supporting you, you know, whatever it is, just a little sentiment so that they know they're not alone out there. Because I don't know if you guys have seen the videos, but some of these things are really heartbreaking to see. You get up there and, you know, we don't think about it because we're not there in front, some of these frontline people, but we went and visited this one community who had many, many cases of COVID. And not only are they wearing their full clothing, but they're in full PPE gear from head to toe. They have the face shield on with the mask on underneath, and they have to eat like this. Like they can't take anything off. They don't have time to go anywhere. If they're on a 12-hour shift, then they're stuck there for 12 hours. They can't come and go. It's really, really tough. And the mental state yes, we're feeding them because it's food, but it's not the food. It's really just for them knowing that there's people out there who care and who understand. Because, you know, you watch the news and the news is not very favorable in assisted living or in any kind of senior living at this point or nursing homes. They paint a bad picture overall. What they don't paint is how many of us are out there every single day making sure these seniors are getting a good meal. You know, they're still enjoying their life. They're still doing all these things. Yes, I know they can't be with their families, but someone is replacing the families while this is all happening. And those are the people that we're trying to take care of right now, making sure that it's not just nurses and doctors. I respect them all for what they do, but what about the maintenance guy, you know, who goes into that room? What about the housekeeper who has to change that bed again? You know, what about all these other people that are getting no acknowledgement at all? Those are the ones that we're trying to make sure we feed on top of everything else, you know? So that's how Feed the Front started, and now it's grown. And I'm happy to say that we've been able to get donations from very many different people and businesses. And so it's going to continue going. And I always encourage anyone out there who wants to be a part of this and volunteer your time or just come and do a delivery run. So that way they can see that we're together and unified and supporting them, because it's not, right now the times are weird, you know, and we're trying to deal with what we got. I was actually on a call with our corporate office this morning because they're like, what's going on with sales? I'm like, well, yeah, you try to get someone to move in today. Hey, by the way, you want to come? You're going to have to stay quarantined for 14 days and you can't see your families for who knows how long. you want to move in now? It's a little difficult, as we all know. So meanwhile, there's other things that we can do to just keep making sure that everyone is being taken care of, because right now health is the most important thing. I mean, if we don't figure something out sooner or later, we're not going to have anybody to move in anyway. So the best thing to do is just keep busy and stay positive and hopefully help other people while they're helping other people. It's a chain reaction. So that's my story.
And I know, Amy, we'll get to you in just a minute. Amy from Abanion, I know on this week is going to be the first delivery, and you guys are helping with that. So let's jump over to Amy real quick from Abanion and tell us a little bit about your community and your involvement with Feed the Front as well.
So I mentioned earlier the unique opportunity we have because we're an outdoor concept for families to come and visit. Another really unique thing, we're family owned, that the family did for us a couple of weeks ago is they detailed everyone's cars. They had a company come in and detail the employees' cars. So that was pretty cool and we thought thoughtful. I mean, obviously we all need to be healthy right now, so that's a big part of it, but it was really nice to walk out after work and get into my fully detailed car. Wow. Yeah, we're on the forefront of the Feed the Front effort in Venice. I just verified today that we'll be delivering on Friday at 11 a.m. to memorycare here in Venice. And we'll be feeding about 80 employees from Gold Rush Barbecue. So again, we're keeping it local. I'm only asking for locally owned restaurants in Venice to help us with this effort at this particular time because they're struggling. And so we're really excited to be a part of that with all of the other communities in Venice that are participating, and we will be offering our van and a driver on Friday for that delivery. So that just kind of all came to be like an hour before this call started. I talked to the administrator, Christy at memorycare.
Very cool.
And then other than that, we literally hired a full-time person that does nothing 8 hours a day, but sanitize our entire property. So they walk from main buildings to every residence on the whole entire property and sanitize doorknobs and handles. And in addition, to the extensive cleaning that our housekeeping residents, our housekeeping team are doing for each residence as well. So we're fortunate enough. I don't know, some of you may have seen that we showed up on the list in the beginning, but that was an early onset case of a staff person that went home not feeling well and didn't return for more than 3 weeks after testing negative through the Florida Department of Health and being cleared by them to return to work. So we have been removed from that list. We are no longer a part of that. So I've just been trying to clarify that. I've made some phone calls to a few people. Donna, I missed you. We played some phone tag, but you were on my list. And I've been repurposed. I've been taken off the street and I am doing whatever they tell me to do. So I'm a dietitian, I'm a caregiver, I'm an activities director. If you ever want to play bingo, let me know, because I'm one of the best bingo callers in Sarasota County right now. So I'm just looking
Everybody's learning some
forward
new
to,
skills.
to the days when, hey, I know more about assisted living. I've been a marketer my whole life. I have a whole new perspective for the professions that we're in and what each of us do every day, and a greater appreciation for it. Oh, I'm a nail tech too. I forgot to mention that.
Oh, wow. You better not say that. People will be rushing there.
Everybody's.
Yeah.
Well, you can't come onto the property, and I'm not going to sit in the parking lot. So, that's another thing that we are kicking off later this week. Is we are actually going to have the local food truck companies come to our property, and we're going to pay them to provide lunch for our residents in order to support them and their businesses locally, because we know how much they've been hurt in all of this. So we're just trying to creatively think about
Amazing.
what can we do, you know, to support local business. I think that's about it for us.
Awesome. You guys are doing great things. And I'll be with you on that delivery on Friday, I believe, so we can kind of film the different aspects of it. So looking forward to that.
Awesome. And I know Stephen is picking up the t-shirts today, so I just need to coordinate with somebody through the week on how to grab a shirt.
Okay. All right, perfect. So let's jump over to Donna.
Hi. Hello, everyone. I'm Donna Gollier, the sales director for the Windsor of Venice Assisted Living and Memory Care. And we're located on Center Road in Venice between Jacaranda and River Road. And we have 70 assisted living, 14 memory care. And we're doing great. We're having a lot of fun here, getting to spend a lot more personal time with the residents because of the inability to do group activities still. But we, this weekend, we had time with celebrating our mothers, and our chef made a wonderful Mother's Day meal for them. They were still raving about it today. And we handed flowers to each one of the mothers. And we had a collage, it's on our Facebook actually, that we made with photos of different residents let us borrow to commemorate Mother's Day and to kind of display some of the mother and children and grandchildren that we have with our residents. So that was a lot of fun. It's, like I said, on our Facebook. If you, we want to ask everyone to like our Facebook page at just putting in Windsor of Venice on Facebook. And if you don't have Facebook, you can actually go to Windsor Venice on the internet. So yeah, there's one of
your
our
page.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pull up your page here.
Yeah.
Some of these pictures are really sweet.
Thank you. Yeah. The video, like I said, it's a little long, so you might not want to just show that. Y'all can go on and watch the video, but isn't that a beautiful picture there? I love that picture.
Very sweet. Yeah, I pulled up this video here. It looks like it's about 2 minutes, but we can watch a part of it just because it's really amazing.
Yeah.
My mother, oh, I loved her. She was a little elderly when she had me, so I kind of was raised alone, you might say. There were 7 of us siblings.
Well, my mother taught me honesty, punctuality. She taught me how to cook, you know, the basics that a mother, but I think she taught me how to be a moral person.
Well, I had 2 daughters, and I always taught her to be truthful and do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Then you don't have to lie to cover up something that, if you're truthful, you don't have to lie.
It's being a mother to me is an extension of my life. I can see in her what I was like as younger.
It's the biggest joy you can have. And I always said, if I teach my children one thing, I want to teach them love. And we have a lot of love in our family.
That's really sweet, Donna.
Thank you. What you saw there is some residents too from some of our other communities. We have 41 legend senior living communities in 6 states, and we're owned by 2 gentlemen who actually 30 years ago this year developed the concept. They were pioneers in the whole assisted living concept. So pretty exciting. They have built most of all of our buildings. They purposely designed, and having all those years of experience and knowledge. So I actually started working for the Legend Senior Living 12 years ago in January. So most of our staff have been with us for a very, very long time. And even though some of us have taken, short breaks away, some have learned that this is the company they want to be in. And so the majority of our, like I said, the majority of our staff have been with us for many years. And that really is what helps so much. I'll just take, for example, the Windsor of Venice and the fact that we are, able to get people quickly acclimated because they're seeing the same staff and they know who their caregivers are going to be because they're assigned to the same caregivers. And, our memory care, which is only 14 residents, has their own staff, everything from housekeeping to their caregivers. So it's just repetitiveness and consistency. They're able to get to know each other really well on both sides. The staff gets to know the resident gets to know the staff. And actually 6 of our staff members are certified dementia practitioners, which really helps us be able to keep people in assisted living a lot longer. We don't want people to have to go into the more secured environment of memory care until they are at a certain point where they are no longer able to be in assisted living. With our stability of our staff, as well as our education with memory impairment, we're able to do that well.
Absolutely. Well, you guys do an awesome job. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Let's go over to Patty at Westminster.
Hi there. How are you?
Hi. Great. How are you?
Good, good. Yeah, we had a great Mom's Day. We had about 500 flowers last week that we put together and we gave out to staff as well as residents, which was a really nice thing with a little card of appreciation. Since everyone had their meals delivered at home, we had really pretty placemats made for them and special napkins, and they really, really enjoyed it. And we did, again, get a lot of feedback today as well. So we also are still doing a lot of the Zoom calls with our families, which they're really enjoying a lot. I'm interested to see your video with the drive-by. That looks really fun. That looks really fun. And Christina, I was glad to see you and meet you. We appreciate what you did for Point Pleasant. I'm actually with Westminster Manor in Bradenton, and I think everybody pretty much knows, but we are a CCRC, one of 2 in Bradenton, Point Pleasant being the other one. And I think that is where the recipients of the breakfast were, which I heard was a great success. And thank you so much for doing that.
Absolutely. It was my pleasure.
Yeah, they really enjoyed it. So it's a great thing that you're doing. And if you need help in Bradenton, please let me know.
Appreciate it. I'll tell you something that I've noticed too is like the local mom and pop restaurants, it's really helping them a lot more than I thought. I mean, I didn't, a couple $100 here and there was going to make a big difference, but some of these small mom and pop places, that was like a big thing. We were able to support Uncle Nick's. I don't know if you know Uncle Nick's in Bradenton.
I do. The bagels. Yep.
Yeah, that's where we got bagels for you guys. But we did 4 or 5 deliveries with his business. And he said we pretty much helped him with payroll for the month almost.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
So,
that's good.
One restaurant
Great.
at a time, one building at a time. It's, it takes care of more than one aspect. So we just got to keep pushing forward, and hopefully this thing will go away at some point.
Mm-hmm. And again, I would love to be involved if you need help, Christina.
Thank you. I'll reach out to you for sure.
Okay, thanks.
You'll have to bring it down south too to Charlotte County with Noel. That's the next
Well,
one.
you can spearhead down there if you want to.
So let's jump over to Alicia.
Hi, everybody. Alicia Green here, now of Sarabella Senior Living. Surprise. Started here last week. I am very blessed and very honored to be a part of something brand new here in Sarasota. We are scheduled to open November the 1st of 2020. Hopefully that comes to fruition. We are an 83 bed assisted living, and also we have 30 beds of memory care. We are pushing the new owners for an extended license, so we're hoping that that comes to fruition as well. Christina, I've never met you. What you said was phenomenally worded. You know, as hard as it is to be a salesperson in this time, in this day and age. I think that we don't ever lose sight, and I don't think any of us will ever lose sight that what we do is for these folks who are in need, and for those family members who, I mean, they can't fly down here to make sure that mom gets to the doctor's office. I mean, I think what we're going to see when this kind of settles down is family members are now realizing that they can't care long distance. And we're in a state where a lot of that happens. And I think that we're in a good place to receive those that are going to be coming to us shortly in the future.
Let me put my mask on. I'm in a meeting.
Hi.
Oh. I'm just gonna get that there.
So anyway,
okay.
I'm sorry.
No worries. So anyway, so well said, Christina, and it's just great to see everybody, Deb and Amy and Melissa and Nicole or Noel, excuse me. And so I'm excited. So as soon as we can have folks visiting, we're gonna make sure. And Steve, hi Steve, sorry, forgot about you too. So as soon as we can, we're gonna have a party.
Yay. Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
All righty. So I don't know what that music was, but it sounded fun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Let's jump over to Steve.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Steve Barbeau. I'm Director of Sales here at Maris Point in Venice. We are a 2-apartment memory support community. As of right now, unfortunately, we are not taking any admissions. We just feel that, you know, first and foremost is the safety of our residents and their health. So, you know, we want to concentrate on them first. We are taking reservations at a very reduced rate. So, you know, that will put a reservation first in lines for the first availability once we start opening up to new move-ins. You know, we had a great Mother's Day here. You know, the chef made a great meal for our residents. Our activities department was doing Skype calls, FaceTiming, Zoom meetings, all families. So the families were able to connect with their loved ones during that special day for them. You know, it's really tough during this time. And, you know, I can't say enough about our staff. Our care staff, our nurses, our kitchen staff, you know, they are definitely the heroes. You know, they're devoting a lot of time away from their families to be here with their extended family. So, you know, I can't say enough for them. You know, they deserve more than just a pat on the back. That's definitely for sure. You know, activities were you know, it's tough with memory support community. You know, the self-isolation, you know, that's really tough, but our activities department's doing a great job on keeping residents busy with door exercises, door bingo, you know, just to keep them going, you know, snacks all the time for them. So, you know, our residents are really, you know, doing great during this time. And, you know, hopefully soon we'll get back to that new normal where, you know, it's going to be everyday life.
Yep, absolutely. And if you are needing somebody to do bingo, I heard Amy is quite the caller.
I was going to pipe up and say something, but, you know, like, you know, I'm dedicated to giving my skills to my residents. So I can't spread myself too thin, you know.
You never know in the future. You never know.
Hey, I'll
New career.
I'll come down and pick you up for bingo, that's for sure. Amy.
That's awesome. Well, does anybody want to share anything new that's kind of coming up here in the next week or two with your residents or staff? Any kind of changes you're expecting? I don't know, Noelle, you were mentioning something before the call.
Yes, so Lexington, well, 5-star across the board is starting to do testing with all of their residents and staff. And we are one of the first communities in our region that this Wednesday we will be starting COVID testing with all staff and residents. Just like a precautionary thing. We've been very fortunate here that everybody is safe and sound. And we just think it's something that, we want to do. Anybody new coming in, anybody coming back from rehab, hospitals, anything like that, we are requiring a COVID test. So just something that is our preference to make sure that we stay safe here. So that's something that we'll be doing this week.
Absolutely.
I can share with you what, as the Alzheimer's ambassador, some of the things that we talked about on the ambassador call, of course, this is nationwide, is now that we have started opening for residents to go from hospital to rehab back to their communities, they're really going to be watching the curve and how that curve either stays flat and widens, or does that curve go up? So Governor DeSantis is really, really paying close attention to that, because if they find that the curve is going back up, there's going to take some extra steps to ensure that space in between going back to a community and possibly affecting someone else.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thanks for sharing that. I think Alicia was going to say something.
Yeah, the DeSantis, Governor DeSantis was just on too, and I was wondering, Noelle, is this is a decision that was made by your company, correct?
Yes.
So I think DeSantis, what he's and I don't know if anybody just saw that, he is going to be requiring those coming back into assisted living communities to be tested and also quarantined upon their arrival. And another question I had for you too, Noelle, is are you testing all staff members and residents, or just one or the other, just everybody?
Yes.
Awesome.
Now it is, if they decide that they don't want to do that, that's fine, but we are really encouraging everybody. Another thing that we had kind of a situation last week, we had a resident that was out in the hospital since mid-March and had 2 negative tests on arrival. And she ended up, we required a COVID test for her to come back to us when she was ready to come back. And she was positive.
Another 10 minutes.
So we had done a lot of kind of back and forth with the county because they wanted us to report that as our case. So I don't know if anybody else has had any situation like that, but we were trying to kind of fight with that too, because essentially we feel that was the hospitals. That resident was never here at Lexington. And we want to keep that 0 number. We're doing a lot of hard work on this end to keep it that way. So we had a lot of back and forth with the county and ACA and FALA and last week about that. So just something to think about too.
Definitely. So many new changes. I feel like you guys are, like on the edge of your seat every day, almost every hour, finding out new information and new protocol. So I just want to say, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, a lot of reporting to different, everybody every day. We have to report to different places, agencies, and just want to make sure we're doing the right thing too.
So what type of reporting are you guys doing on a daily basis?
We have to report into the county every morning. If we've had any changes as far as positives.
And is ACA, so when this was all happening, didn't ACA come to each of your buildings or at least was it a phone contact conversation with the administrator, or how did that kind of work? Anybody can chime in.
They definitely came in when I was at the other community. They came in and then they came back a few days later to double check that the protocol was in place, the PPE was bought and brought in. So yeah, they definitely, on my end, I saw them twice, and that was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, we've had ACA as well as the hey, a little humor for everybody, why not?
Thank you.
As well as Florida Department of Health. After we made the governor's list, they came and they spent like 3 hours on our property going through every single detail with Blake, our administrator, of what we were doing and everything. So they've, been over us like a fine tooth comb, for sure. I think the craziest feeling that I'm having right now is it feeling normal not to have to wear a face mask. What happens when that day comes? I'm so used to having that now. It's like, wow, when I get ready to go into Publix and I've forgotten it, I turn around and go back to my car.
I think that's going to become a new norm for quite a while.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I'm actually glad you brought that up, Amy, because while none of us are donning one now, the minute we step away from our desks, so we have to have it on, we all right here, we all have them. So just in case there's any question out there of why we don't have our face mask on, they're a little difficult to be able to communicate. And since we're all in our office environment.
Private office.
Yeah, but yeah.
Oh, Christina, I like your lips on yours.
That's cute, yeah.
We told the residents that because I drew a bunch of lips on everybody's, and I said, this is so that way they know we're giving them kisses. Because
nice.
Usually we can smile at them and they can see we're smiling, but now they just see our faces just look like nothing. So then we maybe.
Yeah, I have residents asking all the time, what is wrong with you? Why do you have that thing on your face? Does that hurt?
Yeah.
We're just like, no, we're just trying to keep you healthy. Well, why don't I have to wear one of those?
That's right.
Well, you haven't been anywhere. You've been here. You're safe.
Yeah,
exactly. They've become kind of like a fashion statement too for people, right?
Yeah, I've got a shipment that I'm waiting to. Go ahead.
How many different ones do I have? No.
Yeah.
You remind me, I saw this meme the other day, and it was this lady going into 2 closets, and on one side it was her dresses in each color, and then her masks in each color, and she was like holding up matching orange ones, like a dress and a mask.
It'll come to that.
Oh gosh.
Well, I just want to personally say thank you so much for everything that you guys are all doing in your teams. It's just amazing, and from coming from your world and working in assisted living, that's truly where my heart is. And I can only imagine just how much work you guys are putting into your days, and especially in your sales positions. Like Amy said, you guys are now wearing like 10 or 20 different hats or masks.
Yep, we are.
So thank you guys so much for everything you're doing and all your teams. And let's keep feeding the front. Let's keep that up and see if we can get that into Charlotte County, Noelle.
Yeah.
I think y'all should connect, because I think that's something that we can definitely, Seniors Blue Book can help too. I know Samantha's been helping with trying to connect Sarasota County. So
yeah,
anything that we can do to help you all out with your communities, please let me know.
Thanks, Brittany.
Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you.
I already sent Brittany an email, Noelle, so I can get all your contact info. So
Awesome. We'll look forward to talking with you.
And
Perfect.
Christina, if you need any help, please let me know. I'm happy to
I
help.
always need help. I always need help, because somehow I don't, like I said, I swear to God, it just started as like, we're just taking lunch to be nice, to one place. And then it's now all over the place, and I still have a day job. So somehow
Don't we all?
I gotta fit it in somehow.
I just get to ride in parades at assisted living communities. So
I see. I want that
Hey,
job.
and Melissa, I'm happy to partner with you as well, since I'm kind of trying to help get this Venice effort started. So if you and I, want to maybe have a call with Christina to see how we could all help each other, that would be great. Because
Perfect.
I was able to get quite a few things done last week, but every week's not going to be that way. So to be able to have kind of a partner in crime would be great.
The more people see, this isn't just about like one assisted living community, it's about all of us together pulling together. So the more people we have involved, the more people we can reach. And really that's the key, because, you know, overall we have lots of volunteers, but we need to find people that's going to foot the bill as well. So it doesn't even matter if it's $5 here or $10 there. $10 feeds 2 people for breakfast.
Yeah.
And that's just the way I'm looking at it. Any way we can get it, you know, the more we can get together and the more people we know, the better.
Well, and I'd love to put a shout out there too, because we as Banyan residents have offered the first $500 to start the South County effort. So come on, people.
That's awesome.
Join the, you know, join the team.
There is.
I'm not spending any marketing dollars like I would be right now. I'm still spending marketing dollars, but not like I would be. So why wouldn't I feed our frontline people with that money?
Yeah,
absolutely. And I know there's a donation page. Samantha started one for Sarasota County. Does that include Christina, Manatee County as well on that one?
Manatee County has one of their own on the Manatee County webpage, and then we have one on Scan on the Sarasota version. I know also for first responders, the Division of First Responders, on the what is it called? The Mellow Mushroom, that restaurant in Sarasota.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
so good.
So good. Well, they're the ones who are doing the food for the Pines tomorrow.
They're nice people.
Very cool.
On her webpage, she actually has also a donation button for Feed the Front. And you can actually choose where you want the food to go. If you wanted to go to nursing hubs or rehabs, or if you wanted to go to fire department or the police department or EMTs. Because as those of you know, first responders especially, they like to take care of their own. So we've been getting a lot of donations through fire departments to feed other fire departments, and the same thing with police department.
Nice.
It's a way to keep that growing. And, you know, once we get this all, we're going to throw the best party you've ever seen. That's for sure. I don't know about you guys, but I could use a martini about now.
A quarantini.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'll send after this privately to you guys. I'll send everybody's emails so that you can connect afterwards. But yeah, let's just everybody keep up the amazing work, and thanks again for everything you're doing. And this has all been live on Facebook to share with everybody too, just all your efforts and what you did for Mother's Day and everything. So super excited always to see you, and hope you have a great rest of your Monday.
Thank you.
Bye everybody, stay safe.
Bye guys.